Yo, boy. What's good, bro? Cool. How's your damn shit? It was good, bro. Home and shit. Bro, duh. Long ass week. Yeah, it's over, man. I'm gonna get some early sleep tonight, bro. Yeah, I'm tired as hell, bro. I gotta play this game. I'm probably gonna lay down. You really got a big set? Fuck. Oh, shit.
On the double. 42.
Starting to lift here in a picture-perfect setting in Willingboro, New Jersey, in terms of sporting production. So good enough.
On the set. 29 Philly. 2-9 50.
On offense, both in terms of turnovers and penalties, to be able to keep their offense on the field and keep them effective. That'll be the question.
Jack, one thing both teams know what it's like to be close game. 5 of the first 6 games have been decided by a touchdown or less. We have 4 of 6 Kansas games have. So both of these teams have known how to win it close.
Camden getting ready to tee it up and kick it away here. That's Demetrius Hill will do the kicking for the Panthers.
Of course, Hill was the one that played quarterback when Francis Brown was down. Did a nice job for this Camden team. So they know that if Brown does go down, they have that kind of depth at that position.
Alston and Harris downfield and deep for the Chimeras.
Got it. Here we go.
Hill waiting for the official signal for about 10 minutes late on kickoff time here. It's only a 10:30 kickoff. And we're finally underway. Kick goes to the left side, nearly goes over the head of Austin, but he's got it straight ahead across the 20, the 25, kicks it outside to the 30, where he is gang tackled there, and Willingboro will bring out the offense. We said they're led by Dave Austin. Well, they are in terms of scoring production, but they're led on the field by one of the better juniors around South Jersey, Matt Perry, having a good year. As you see, 22 of 99 in the passing department, already 7 touchdowns here in the 99 season. Perry will lead this offense. Maybe the starters maybe the offense in just a moment. First down and 10 for Willingsville on their own 31-yard line. This goes to Alston across the 30 and out across the 35 to the 37 for a pickup of about 6. Let's take a look at the starters for the Chimeras here this afternoon. There's the rest of the backfield. The fullback is Shaw. We talked about Alston already. And halfback is Watson. The wide receiver, Tyrone Norman. The tight end is Raymond Schmidt. Denard Kenny on the left side along with Ben Mills. Jamoni Ababio is the center. On the right side, it's Dante Wade along with Reed Lewis. Second down and 4. Again, it's Austin left side. He gets a block, gets out across the 40. He'll be close to a first down, just shy. Let's take a look at the defense for Camden. Up front, it's Sanabiate, a defensive end, along with Robinson. On the other side, the tackles are Wilson and Rosa. On a 4-3 alignment with Thompson, Taylor, and Wilson. The linebackers, Devon Corey, the strong safety. The remainder of the secondary includes Liam Davis, Daniel Nelson, and Rashawn Elby. Austin just shy of the first down, so on 3rd and less than 1, they're just shy. Let's take a look at the defense for Camden. Up front, it's Sanabiate, a defensive end, along with Robinson. On the other side, the tackles are Wilson and Rosa. On a 4-3 alignment with Thompson, Taylor, and Wilson. The linebackers, Devon Corey, the strong safety. The remainder of the secondary includes William Davis, Daryl Nelson, and Rashawn Elby. Austin just shy of the first down, so on 3rd and less than 1. They go back to him on a power lineup, and that actually goes for a loss. In on the hit, Sanabiate from the defensive end position.
Yeah, Sanabiate has been one of the top tacklers for Camden. 6'20", right there, and also doing a nice job is Darnell Nelson coming up there, number 5, and just see that's a big defensive set for Camden.
Alston was sort of having his way. He comes up short on the 3rd down try. Here's a line drive punt that will take a Willingboro bounce and be fielded and touchdown there at the 26-yard line. So the Chimeras now will give it away to Camden, and the Panthers, having the further choice, will bring out their offense. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, they are welcoming the return of their senior quarterback, Francis Brown. Francis not able to start the last couple of weeks. Last year, of course, he was on the first team All-Olympic national team, and he's back to quarterback here this afternoon. First down and 10 for the Panthers. Brown looks things over. And a flag. On the first down.
Jack, what you had was big 71, Ben Mims. I think he jumped for Willingboro, so Camden immediately getting a break there.
Instead of 1st and 10, they'll go on 1st down and 5 now after the penalty. There's a look at the rest of the backfield for Camden. Wilson, Thompson, Goree, Israel, Robinson is the tight end. 1st down and 5 for Camden. We'll get to the rest of that lineup in just a moment. Backs are split. Round to throw on 1st down. He had an open receiver, but he undershoots. Devon Goree split out there wide to the right. Here's the rest of the Gothic
for Willingboro, so Camden immediately getting a break there.
Instead of 1st and 10, they'll go on 1st down and 5 now after the penalty. There's a look at the rest of the backfield for Camden. Wilson, Thompson, Goree, Israel, Robinson is the tight end. 1st down and 5 for Camden. We'll get to the rest of that lineup in just a moment. Backs are split. Round to throw on 1st down. He had an open receiver, but he undershoots. Devon Goree split out there wide to the right. Here's the rest of the lineup for Camden. Sanabiate on the left side along with Wilson. The center is Jason Steele, Lewis, and Rosen. Anchor that line on the right side. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 5.
That ball got a little tipped, and that's why a lot of times they like to roll out Brown at 5'10". He can get the pass. Jack, what you had was big 71 best Sims. I think he jumped for Willingboro, so Camden immediately getting a break there.
Instead of 1st and 10, they'll go on 1st down and 5 now after the penalty. Look at the rest of the backfield for Camden. Wilson, Thompson, Goree, Israel, Robinson is the tight end. 1st down and 5 for Camden. Get to the rest of that lineup in just a moment. Backs are split. Round to throw on 1st down. He had an open receiver, but he undershoots. Devon Goree split out there.
Willingboro, so
Goree, Israel, Robinson is the tight end. 1st down and 5 for Camden. Get to the rest of that lineup in just a moment. Backs are split. Round to throw on 1st down. He had an open receiver, but he undershoots. Devon Goree split out there wide to the right. Here's the rest of the lineup for Camden. Sanabiate on the left side along with Wilson. The center is Jason Steele, Lewis, and Rosen. Anchor that line on the right side. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 5.
Actually, that ball got a little tipped, and that's why a lot of times they like to roll out Brown at 5'10". He can get the pass. He's batted down.
Now this time we'll keep it on the ground, and running free is number 3, Patrick Thompson. Thompson to the 30, the 20. Thompson finally caught at the 5-yard line. Well, there you see a little bit of the speed of Patrick Thompson, who, as we mentioned a couple of weeks ago,
Jackie just burst out of there. Outstanding hold by the offensive line, but look at the quick burst. And he just went straight ahead, didn't shift too much. He hasn't been touched yet. Outstanding play, too, by Mercer coming down there to make that tackle.
Get to the Willingboro defensive starters in just a moment, but right now that defensive squad a little bit back on their heels. Brown to go toward the end zone on 1st down, and there was a lot of contact out there. No call, good coverage on the play that time by Willingboro's Lee Brown. Here's a look at the lineup. Up front, McKinney, Mims, and Potter on the line. Shaw, Darby, Wiggins, and Ron are the linebackers. And in the secondary, it's Lear Brown with good coverage just moments ago, along with Musa and Watkins. 2nd down and goal inside the 5-yard line.
Watkins, one of the better defensive backs in all of South Jersey.
Power I formation. They'll give it on the pitch and around the outside. Good second effort. Does he get in? Yes, indeed. Touchdown. Bill Cato, the senior, with a touchdown for Camden, and the Panthers strike first.
And Jack, this is especially gratifying for Cato because he used to go to Willingboro, so he knows all these guys. He's a transfer, and you know he wants to play well against his hometown team.
Well, a good start for Cato. On the pitch goes 4 yards for the touchdown, and the Panthers quickly on the board. Extra point attempt is up and good. And so with 9 minutes and 13 seconds remaining here in the first, Camden now leads it 7-0.
I thought Willingboro got outstanding pursuit that time on that run, and I thought they had Cato stopped. That was in the second effort, and then he showed. For Stevens Fleury, just kicked that extra point. He's been a real welcome addition for this team. Transfer from Woodrow Wilson, where he played his first 3 years, and he's an all-conference defensive back. So Fleury's been a major addition, and of course, kicking the extra point there as well.
Of course, Cato gets the glory, but how about the run by Thompson that set up the touchdown?
64 yards that time on that run by Thompson. And that was just tremendous burst of speed that he had. Jack, when you watch this, it looks like a couple of people could have stopped Cato here. Willingboro, I thought, got an excellent surge right there. And by the way, Patrick Thompson, you saw him in your shot, a tremendous lead block initially that time. And look at that tremendous second effort by Cato.
So things go according to script for Camden, who defers their choice mark in terms of winning the toss, sends the defense out, puts Willingboro down 1-2-3, and then marches down the field and takes a 7-0 lead. That's how you're supposed to do it, right?
Yeah, that's how they roll it up. I'll tell you what, Jack, this Willingboro team is so explosive. Camden knows it's going to take a lot more than 70 points to hold this team down. And Ty Belton said before the game, the coach of Willingboro, he's very afraid of Camden's speed. Very impressed with it.
Little squib kick that's going to be covered and down immediately by Emery Savins. Savins caught the ball and probably did the wise thing. A lot of times you see players in high school try to get fancy with something like that, pick it up and try to return it. That time Savins falls on it, and Willingboro will bring the offense out starting on their own 23-yard line, or the 28-yard line. Our referee today is Jim Daly. Chuck Scheib is the umpire. The linesman Ken Track. Will Gillespie, the line judge. The back judge is Jim Manning. And the block official here at Carl Lewis Stadium being run up here against South Division by Jack Watson. Flag on the play as Terrell Watkins gets his first carry, but I think Terrell had motion.
Yeah, that was definitely motion. And we saw that kind of flag. He did not get a clean snap of the ball. And actually started pulling back before he had it. I think that messed up some of his mind.
So they'll march off the penalty yardage. And it'll be first down at 15.
Jack, the other thing that's going to be important today is Perry, because Perry, as well as he's done throwing the ball, also has tremendous mobility, and they might need Perry to do a little more running even than he's used to doing, because he has that kind of ability to get outside. Especially if they're going to be keying on Olsen in the backfield.
They go with three receivers to the left side, running back in the slot, and out of the backfield they were looking for Watkins. It's off his hands, and he's complete.
As we said, Terrell Watkins is a Division I type of athlete. He's going to be a 1A recruit, but I think it's going to be on the other side of the ball. A little sprint out there, and actually a catchable ball, and it's a ball that Watkins will get most of the time.
The incomplete brings up second down and 15.
But Willingboro loves to throw to its backs. So Austin has also been a very effective receiver for this team. So we could look for a lot more of that here today.
Norman and Harris split out wide to the left. Now they send a man in motion to Austin. They fake it, go counter the other way. Nothing going as Camden stays at home that time. Does not go for the fake. Shaw had no running from the right side. And maybe lost a yard on this play.
Camden really stuffing the run and playing up there that time. And there you saw Jack, big number 76, Terrell Vital, sort of getting that first hit there. He's 310 pounds, and the junior's moving really well.
Third down and long, about 15 or 16 yards now for a first. Perry looks things over. Again, they go with that single back, all sitting in motion coming over the left side. They roll that way. Perry's got some time. He comes into the flat, has Watkins, but well shy of first down. In fact, that picks up only about 5. And Willingboro again will have to punt.
Jack, that time they cleared things out and they sent Alston deep, and I think it's going to be a play that we're going to see later on in the game. This time Perry went for the safe play and went to Watkins there, but not in your picture with Alston, who was going deep, and I thought was momentarily open, so we can watch for that.
Another short punt, and it's muffed at least momentarily by Devin Gurry. He falls back on it, and Camden retains possession. They'll start on their own 37-yard line.
37-yard line.
Well, Devin Gurry, we know how dangerous he is, and that time he just, and instead of just falling on it, he was looking to pick it up and run again, Jack, and he almost fumbled it again. But we know what kind of a big play performer Gurry is. Of course, his brother David Gurry was a great quarterback at Woodrow Wilson and is now at Rowan University.
This play is a pitch going to Wilson, and the fullback stopped for a loss of 5, and then a flag thrown in after the play, so we'll have to wait and see about that.
Well, Jack, I think there was a late hit on that play. It was a tremendous defensive play that time.
8-yard loss, but again, we'll have to wait and see about the call. It is going to be a late hit.
Darius Rowe, number 5, made a tremendous hit that time, coming in and forcing the play. But right after that, there was a late hit. That's a big play for Cam.
Penalty against the time Mariners. That'll bring up second and
Second down. About 2 yards to go for a first after the penalty yardage is marked off. Back split out of the eye. They're going to try to go out over the top, and they have a completed pass out there. Very nicely done. Israel with the catch, and probably will draw the interference call also. A lot of contact as they tried to come over the top that time.
Yeah, Musil was right on him, and that's where you'll see the penalty call. This is a nice job by Francis Brown, just the old alley-oop play. And Rashawn Israel making the play.
Well, actually, we've got Jim Daly, of course, as you see, making the call there. There was interference on the play.
I wonder if they're calling offensive, Jack.
No, it was defensive interference, but then an illegal receiver, ineligible receiver downfield. So that'll wipe it out, and we'll do it again on second down at 2. There's Ty Belford, longtime coach here at Willingboro. Of course, as we mentioned, his first year last year, the Olympic, they won this national division. Hoping to do that again this afternoon. Belford at 85, 71, and 3 in his career. Again, it's second down and a long 2. After the offsetting penalties, they'll keep it on the ground this time with Thompson diving over the left side of the line. He picks up maybe about a yard. That's it. Third down and short.
Well, this is the best job Willingboro has done in the early going, stuffing the run right there. Bringing everyone to make a play.
Midway point of this first quarter. Camden with the ball and a 7-0 lead. Third down and about 1.5. Again, this time they go to the left side. This time running room, and this time a first down.
Boy, Big David Wilson, number 78, 6'2", and all 315 pounds. Gave an outstanding block on that side.
Cato with a big first down conversion.
47-yard line.
Had only a couple of carries today, but been huge. Touchdown, and picks up the first down there. They're in willing roll territory on the Panthers now at the 47-yard line. Round to throw on first down, under pressure, runs into his own man, and then is dropped for the sack.
Jermaine Potter, that time, Jack got in there, and what made that play so great was the fact that they actually tried to block Potter off the ball, and he had to shed a buck. It appeared as if Brown had stepped up in the pocket and gotten out of the way. There he is. They tried to block him out, but he still held on there. That's a great sack. Potter that time, Jack got in there, and what Potter that time, Jack.
On line. Round to throw on first down, under pressure, runs into his own man, and then is dropped for the sack.
Jermaine Potter that time, Jack got in there, and what made that play so great was the fact that they actually tried to block Potter off the ball, and he had to shed a block. It appeared as if Brown had stepped up in the pocket and gotten out of the way. There he is. They tried to block him out, but he still held on there. That's a great sack. And he had to shed a block. It appeared as if Brown had stepped up in the pocket and gotten out of the way. There he is. They tried to block him out, but he still held on there. That's a great sack.
Loss of 8 on the play. Second down and 18 now for the Panthers. Brown again looking to throw. He's looking Israel's way. Floats it up, but it's incomplete. A lot of air under that ball that time, and if anybody had a chance to get it, it might have been Yusuf was out there one-on-one coverage with Israel.
Well, what happened was Brown, as you see Mark Peace there, has done a nice job here at Camden. What happened was he actually threw that ball way too early that time. They like that one-on-one matchup, though. Yusuf's 5'8", Israel's 6'1". He's got tremendous leaping ability. Of course, Israel's another one that's being looked at by a number of 1A schools.
Down, Brown again looking to the right side. He's under pressure, gets away from the pursuit by Potter. Now he tucks it under and will go with it across the 50, through traffic into the 49. That's a nice pickup of him.
See, Israel's 6'1". He's got tremendous leaping ability. Of course, Israel's another one that's being looked at by a number of 1A schools.
Third down, Brown again looking to the right side. He's under pressure, gets away from the pursuit by Potter. Now he tucks it under and will go with it across the 50, through traffic into the 49. That's a nice pickup of about 7, but doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage, so Camden will bring the punt team out on 4th and 11.
They're having a lot of trouble handling Jermaine Potter, number 44. You talked about it, Jack. Potter coming from that defensive end has great explosion. There you see him. He isn't even blocked that time. They missed him there. It looked like Thompson was supposed to pick him up, but he forces everything. And then as you see there coming up is Wiggins, number 33, will make that tackle.
Fourth and 11, and Gorey will punt it away. High snap, but he fields it okay. Does get the kickoff, and it's a pretty good kick. Fair catch called for back there at the 19-yard line by Abdul Musa. And that's where Willingboro will start with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Right there, 19-yard line.
I don't think there's any question that Camden is keen on Austin every time he gets the ball. Now, that doesn't mean you stop trying to go to him. They've been sending Austin in motion a lot, keeping the ball that way.
Two receivers split out to the right side, and ball goes on the ground. And a fumble, but I think it's recovered there quickly by Perry. The near fatal mistake. Chimera's deep in their own end. They do recover, and we talk them down
on play. Second and 12.
About 12.
Jack, I think they were going to pass that time. That time they sent Alston out, set him up as a receiver that time, and I think they were going to go to him.
You split out Austin as a wideout. He's a pretty good weapon, a guy with decent speed. Looks like they have the same formation again here on second and 12. Could be the same play. Perry in trouble, dropped to the backfield.
I'll tell you what, Jack, we talked about Terrell Lytle, 76 at 310 pounds. He made an outstanding play. They have not been able to move him off the wall. Scored 310, just a junior, and you have to think that he's making this into his own little recruiting tape next year. He's made a couple big plays already.
That kind of size, it is a typical person who's involved in line of scrimmage. Really, Rose, you mentioned that real problem handling him at the moment. Flying thrown, and it's thrown by the back judge, so it'll be delay a game against Willowboro. Things not going Burrow's way here in the early going. Now 7-0, now the ball back inside their own 10-yard line. Harry to throw on 3rd and long, and he overshoots his receiver. Ball intended out there for Rufio, or rather for Anthony Harris. Goes incomplete.
That would have been well short of the first down, but great coverage that time by William Davis.
So another punt for Willowboro, and they have not been getting much distance on these punts. Now it's going to be Harris punting from his end zone. This a little better effort, a fair catch called for, but only at his end zone.
First down, but great coverage that time by William Davis.
That'll bring up a 4th down.
So another punt for Willowboro, and they have not been getting much distance on these punts. And now it's going to be Harris punting from his end zone. This a little better effort, a fair catch called for, but only at the 35. Goree sets up the Panthers in pretty good shape. Hey, digital cable is here from Garden State Cable TV, and you can follow your favorite basketball teams this year. You can enjoy college basketball from November the 12th through March the 20th, or follow the NBA from November 2nd to April 19th. Both season packages are available. Brand new service from Garden State Cable TV, digital cable. For more information, call 354-1660. Panthers in good field position, 1st and 10. At the Willowboro 35, a quick pass on the outside to Israel, and beats the coverage by Newsom that time, and he's close to another 1st down, and I think he's got it inside the 25.
Just a quick drop that time. Isolated, had one-on-one coverage. Look at how much Muse is giving him, Jack. We didn't see Muse even in the picture for about another 7 yards.
It is a 1st down at the 24 of Willowboro.
And what they're going to try to do is draw those D-backs up and then maybe go on a deep play.
They'll keep it on the ground this time to Cato, and Cato's inside the 20 to the 19. That's a pickup of about 5. And on the play that time by the Air Brown.
about 5. Second and 5.
Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. And driving and threatening again with the 7-0 lead. Brown has a receiver open. Gorey's got it down inside the 5 and about the 2. Had he not had to stretch out for it, that would have been 6. But a nice throw by Brown.
It was. He threw it on the outside of his shoulder, Jack, and I thought actually if he threw it in the middle, he would have had Gorey as well. Look, see, he goes all the way to the outside. That's an outstanding athletic play. Shows you why Gorey was an all-conference D-back the last couple of years when he played for Woodrow Wilson.
And a timeout on the field called by Willingboro with 32 seconds remaining. Here in the first quarter, right now, Camden 7 and Willingboro nothing, but the Panthers threatening with a first and goal inside the Willingboro 5-yard line. You know, there's a lot of great talent we're seeing it here this afternoon in competition to be excited about the high school football area right here in our Garden State Cable TV viewing area. Our partners, Garden State at Home, are ranking the teams like this.
Well, Eastern, and they're not going to drop after putting 61 on the board last night against Shawnee. Holy Cross did lose last night to Atlantic City. Shawnee, Triton, another loser last night to Washington Township, Pensacola, Overbrook, and the Morristown Quakers.
That 61 points was complemented by Shawnee's 41, so over 100 points in that shootout last night. This Super 7 ranking, by the way, just one of the many local features that Garden State at Home brings to you each week via the internet. It's a great way to stay plugged in to goal.
Last night to Washington Township, Pensacola, Overbrook, and the Morristown Quakers.
That 61 points was complemented by Shawnee's 41, so over 100 points in that shootout last night. This Super 7 ranking, by the way, just one of the many local features that Garden State at Home brings to you each week via the internet. It's a great way to stay plugged into your community with information about local arts, business, high school sports, and much, much more. If you'd like information about subscribing to Garden State at Home, simply visit the web address or call 856-616-2550.
Yeah, if you're Shawnee and you scored 41 points, that's hopefully enough to win. But Eastern really on all cylinders. We're going to see them next week against Overbrook, Jack. Really looking forward to that. Depending on what Overbrook does today against Pensacola, that could be a big game for the Rams as well.
Our eye backfield for Camden with a first and goal at the 3-yard line. Brown with a long count. They'll give it to Cato. Cato dives forward, and I think it's just shy of the touchdown at about the 1. So the Fabio in there to kind of plug things up in the middle of that time. They'll try it again on second and goal. Same formation. This time Brown the sneak. Brown the touchdown.
Jack Jason Steele, his center there, number 66, did a tremendous job just giving Brown enough there on the block. He went in.
So the Panthers with 2 first-quarter touchdowns here. They take a 13-0 lead. Gorey will try to tack on the extra point. That was nearly blocked. Gorey gets it up and through with plenty of distance to spare. And so, as we said, with just 2 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, Coach Peace of the Panthers have it going well here early on. They lead it now 14-0.
Great job on that PAT by the holder, Demetrius Hill, that time. That was a high snap and a tough snap. And Hill did a great job. See, there you see, we talk about going over through the center and Steele making the block there. And hey, Brown's ankle doesn't look too bad, does it? And they've been limiting him. He played a little bit of defense last week. And it's a different offense with him there. You know, Jack, if Willingboro wins today, I don't know if it's definite, but it's almost mathematical that they would be in the Group 3 playoffs. Camden's still no assurances, even with a win, and especially having to play against Lenape on cutdown day. That's going to be a really, really tough task, but Camden's not worrying about that right now.
Well, and at least if you're the Panthers, I mean, you have to take care of what you need to take care of week by week. If they win here today, certainly they're still alive. mathematically speaking. As you mentioned, a lot of work to do, but they can stay in the race. Both races, both the division and the playoffs. Another squid kick. This time it's fielded and returned straight up the middle to about the 30-yard line. That'll do it for the first quarter of play here from Willingboro. The score after one. Camden 14, Willingboro nothing. We'll be back. Second quarter action.
Takes revolution to make a solution. Illusion in the air, the noise pollution. Yesterday she came around and said, let's start a revolution. I said, I don't want to go, I want to hang around.
Back in Willingboro, along with Mark Narducci, I'm Jack Hibbert. You see the hometown Chimeras on the short end of a 8-0 score. An impressive first quarter by Camden, who has really controlled this game, at least offensively speaking. And Willingboro Chimeras a little bit down at the moment.
Hey, by the way, nice job by Omar Messam on that kickoff right before the quarter ended. The one thing Willingboro cannot do right now is abandon its running game. That's really been the bread and butter. It's still only a 2-touchdown deficit. I think the Chimeras, especially on this drive, want to look to establish some sort of running game.
Well, so much for the running game on first down. They'll go to throw. Nearly picked off. It went in and out of the hands of Goree. That's one that he probably should have had. Watkins also had an opportunity. I think Watson actually was distracted by Goree's miss. Look at this. Very close to a pick here.
Well, Devin Goree won't miss many of these. Just got enough of it that time. Devin Goree is a tremendous one-on-one coverage guy.
This time on the ground, Austin looking for room, cannot find it as he is hit hard on the play that time by the right side of the line, being led there by Sana Viata once again.
Yeah, number 55, Teo Sanaviata, just played off a block this time. Watch what he does. He plays off that block and just clobbers them and closes in. Back one play with 55. Got it. Well, he's been one of the leaders of this defense, along with Taylor as well.
Here we go.
This is a Camden team that's been very, very good defensively this year. We're seeing a lot of that here early on.
Down at 12. Perry shoving over the middle. He's got a receiver open in Tyrone Norman, and Norman runs a good route and picks up the first down. Just enough for the first down. This is a good presence of where he is on the field.
Look at the block at the top of your screen. Now it's out of the picture by Ramel Shaw, number 6 that time. That's a nice job giving him the time to throw.
First down and 10 for Willingboro. And at about midfield, play action pass. Perry buys himself some time, comes over the middle, and has another completion. Finding the tight end that time.
Jack, we're seeing a little hurry up, it looks like here now. Well, anyway, Wood solved that play with the play fake this time. Outstanding. Watch this. Perry, right there. He just crushed everybody. They gave himself enough time to be able to throw.
First catch of the afternoon for Ryan Schmidt. And another first down for Willingboro at the 32-yard line. Camden showing some pressure. Goree on a blitz, and they run away from it. And Cato from behind with a nice defensive play.
You're right, Jack. He came from the backside that time and chased down a pretty fast runner in Terrell Watkins. Look at him coming from there that time.
Also about 2 on the play, so it's second down and 12. Henry again, a play action pass. He's got lots of time. Flag thrown on the play. Schmidt has it for a first down inside the 20-yard line, but let's wait and see about the call. It's going to go against Willingboro. That'll wipe out the first down. A holding is the preliminary call. Let's see if we can pick it up. It was right at the beginning of the play. Well, you won't see it here on the ISO.
Perry doing a great job on play action. Yeah, I didn't see any of the holding there.
Tough break for Willingboro. They had a first down inside the 20-yard line, but now they'll be looking at a second down and about 20 with the ball all the way back at the 44. Big difference there. 14-0 Camden with the lead. 9:35 left to go till halftime.
Heck, the way Willingboro's lined up, it's actually going the opposite of what I said. It's almost like they're saying maybe we're not going to be able to push Camden around. The way we're going to beat them is throwing the ball.
And in motion, they'll keep it on the inside, and not much running room that time for Ramil Shaw.
I'll tell you, Glory came in and made that tackle again. And Devin Glory, these defensive backs are very, very active for Camden.
Third down now at about 23. Perry, play action. He's under pressure, gets it away just in time going downfield. That'll be an interference call. It was really one of those plays that you know the defensive back, Amin, didn't need to hit him, but he cuts off Watkins right in the middle of the route.
And I'll tell you what, Perry really showed me something on that play because he was absolutely hammered and he knew he was going to be as he released that ball.
That'll move the ball 15 yards closer, but it's still only at the rate. It's only at the 30-yard line. Yeah, but an automatic first down. Inside the 30. Interference took place down inside the 20. Remember in high school, just 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. Here's Austin with a little counter play. He's got a couple of guys to beat. It does get down to about the 15-yard line. A pickup of 14 on the play and another first down for Willingboro.
First really good run for this Willingboro team, as you mentioned, going in on the counter. And Austin doesn't need that much of a space. He hasn't touched for quite some time. Good job by Amin closing in and making the tackle.
First and 10 now. The ball at about the 15. They'll give it to Watkins. Watkins trying to go through traffic. Gets down inside the 10 to around the 7-yard line.
Nice block that time, too, by the guard. You see 71. Ben Mims right there at the top of your screen there, opening things up. And then Watkins going through.
Pick up with 7. Second down and 3. The ball just inside the 10 at about the 8. All in Austin in the backfield, it's Shaw with the carry, and flag thrown in late on the play. A couple of flags thrown in. Let's wait and see about this. He's got enough first down in here. And this time, the call looks like it's going to go against Camden. At least that's the thought of the single players right now.
Saw a face mask, I thought.
It was. Yeah, we saw it too. These partners did, so. First down regardless.
They're right there. Yeah.
Second look at that. So first and goal. Half the distance to the goal. The ball inside the 1 yard line. Again, split out of that I formation. Perry will give it to Alston. Little stutter step touchdown. He didn't even get touched all the way through. And all of a sudden, the Chimeras with an impressive drive. They put themselves right back in this football game.
Ryan Schmidt, number 87, the tight end, doing a nice job just clearing out. As we said, Alston doesn't need a whole lot. That's his 13th rushing touchdown of the year.
Willie Burrell now with the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it is good.
Fabio that time with the extra point. There we see. There you see the tight end. There you see him turning his man around there, Schmidt. And also just walking right in there. And he knows a little something about getting to the end zone.
Yeah, his 10th touchdown, or rather his 11th touchdown. 13th touchdown of the year. Well, they just keep going up and up even as we go. But the 13th touchdown of the year, you're right, Mark, among the leaders in that category. And of course, he had a ball game this year where he had 5 in one game, as we mentioned.
You know, in that game against Washington Township, he ran for 350 yards, and he only had 19 carries, Jack, and he missed getting the all-time South Jersey single-game record by 1 yard. Randy Swanson of Chelsea had 351 on Thanksgiving back in '92, and Willingboro finds himself back in this game.
To 7 now, Camden on top. And that was an impressive and much needed shot in the arm to this Willingboro team by their offense, who really had not performed very well until that drive. Certainly right back in the ballgame now, down by just a touchdown. Another swift kick. This one's going to go out of play. And wait and see. It is right at about the 36-yard line. Can probably take it there. Will they? Something really fun. Procedure to make Willie Burrell kick it off once again.
Well, that shows you how much confidence Camden has in its kick return abilities. Realizing that Watkins isn't moving it long.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not really bad field position. 37 is right. They're going to take the chances of hopefully get better field position on a re-kick. Watkins tees it up now back at 35. Return team from Camden. Deep guys back just a little bit inside their 20. Line drive kick, another kick that goes out of play. Well, that went out of play at the 29. I say you let him do it again, right, Mark?
Well, now sure. Instead of getting it at the 35, might as well.
March it back again and kick it from the 30. There's another look at it. I don't know whether he's trying a swift kick or Watkins. Looks like he both times got the top half of the ball. Back to the 30s.
But Watkins does it all. By the way, Jack, he's an outstanding stinger. And there's a chance that he and the group that he's in called Playboy may be getting a record contract. And he's a multi-talented young man.
That's a prospect. Some other things going for him, too. The return out to the 42-yard line, so maybe in retrospect they end up a little bit better off by returning that football. Davis takes it out to the 42. here on the return.
Well, the bottom line is William Davis. We talked about what a versatile player he is, returning kicks as well, and also doing a fine job in the defensive secondary. That time, by the way, George Taylor, 52, a tremendous block, and Taylor, of course, has been one of the real key defensive players for this Kansas team that were impacted this year.
First and 10 for the Panthers. Their lead cut in half right now. Brown looking out to the outside. He had Israel, but he couldn't make the connection.
Jack, they continue to give Israel a big cushion.
The thing is, Mark, that if he catches this ball, Israel also pretty good after the catch.
Yes, he is.
You got to be careful about giving him that kind of distance.
And we talk about Houston giving him a lot of respect. I think Israel, he shows you how talented this defensive backfield is. I know he's been a little dinged up and all, but he's also one of the better defensive backs. You'll find South Jersey. He's a hard hitter. We haven't seen him in that capacity today.
Second and 10 after the incomplete pass. Brown gives way to Thompson. Thompson dropped it. Well, I thought he dropped the ball. No, just a little confusion there. Flag thrown on the play. This is coming back.
This play just never was insane because normally Thompson just blows through the line and it took forever for him to kind of tippy-toe through.
Almost looked like Brown did a little stutter step in the backfield to pull the handoff. Take another look at it.
This is not, as Kansas was doing that time, this is not how Brown is using those two. He has that big burst.
Mark, it almost looked that time like he was going to initially hand off to Wilson, and then at the last second went, no, the play supposed to go to Thompson. It really did look kind of funky. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. They'll bring it back on the holding call, so it's second down and about 20.
Now, Kansas like to go back to this three-step drop a lot of times. Try to get the ball right out quickly to the receiver. We'll see how Brown goes about it.
Split out wide to the left, Israel wide to the right. Brown in trouble. He's running the football down and does stumble forward near the original line of scrimmage.
That's Brown at his scrambling best. He has that kind of ability. But I'll tell you what, I think had he made his decision to leave the pocket a little earlier, he could have done even a better job. See, I thought he stayed too long, and now I thought he was still kind of looking to throw the ball. Look at him there. Now he's looking to go and run. Good second effort there too.
Pretty good defensive play by Ramil Shaw, who was able to just get a piece of Brown. Third down and about 10. Brown steps inside, and he is caught. He throws the ball late. No whistle yet. That play's still alive, Mark. That was actually, I think, technically a lateral as they went backwards that time.
That's exactly what it was.
And you never heard a whistle, but talk about a strange play. Thompson just stood there. And what could have happened had he taken off? Because Willingville defense got us standing around him, too. Watch this.
There's no doubt about it. This is a lateral. Watch, he's still throwing behind him.
And no whistle here.
Look at this. Way behind.
Oh, it hit the ground, but that's still a lateral. Right. And that's why Thompson almost hesitated. I don't think he realized. How about that?
There's a 5-yard loss on that play instead of an incomplete pass, guys.
Now whistles on the attempted punt, and maybe it's a good thing as the snap went over the head of Goree. A strange series of downs, hasn't it been?
But the bottom line is, Camden had the ball in very good field position to start things off at the 42. And went -4 in the 3 plays. Up now we have a flag on the ground.
That'll only put it back in the original line of scrimmage, so instead of 4th and 15, it's 4th and 10. That snap went over Goree's head, and it nearly does again. Great play, just that. Save that thing. He gets the punt off. Austin fields it up to 29, goes straight ahead. Picks up about 10 on the return, but boy, that nearly was big trouble for Camden. They just snapped one over Goree's head a moment ago in the procedure, and then they nearly did it again if it wasn't for a great athletic play. Take a look at this.
Well, you know, Goree, he's played quarterback, he's played receiver, he's got those great hands. Look at that. And he kept his composure, and he got a pretty good punt off there, too, as well.
saves some trouble with Camden squad there. 1st and 10 for Willowboro on their own 40-yard line. Pitch to Alston. Jumps over one man, gets a block, gets to the outside, and across midfield to the 46-yard line. Nice individual effort by Alston on the run.
Well, you mentioned where he jumped off Devin Correa. Correa has been getting tremendous penetration here, and by eluding Correa, why don't you see number 2 come in there? Who's usually a short tackler. That shows great balance on Alston, and he breaks the tackle.
Yeah. By Correa and then by Nelson. 1st and 10, ball on the 46 of Camden. Alston again. This time he stopped before he could really get started. Good defensive play that time by the linebacker George Taylor. Down at 8. That was a pick up about 2. Clock running, and 2 minutes to go here until halftime. Henry looking to the right side. He had Alston open. Now he's going downfield deep, and it nearly was intercepted. Well, you know, Harris was open, but he was beyond 3 defenders back there, and the ball just slightly underthrown.
What's happening is Henry's putting way too much air on this ball and throwing it up in the middle of the field. Darnell Nelson, one of the guys there for Camden. And again, he may have leaped a little bit too early, or maybe he would have been able to get that.
Now 3rd down and 9. And the back split out of the right. Alston comes from the slot position, and that play doesn't go too far because Sanamiata smelled it coming back into the inside and makes the stop.
Well, remember how they got that 15 yards on that counter before? And this time, as you mentioned, it's not a Miata right there.
One team out on 4th and 6.
I guess it's not the time to take a fake punt, is it, Jack?
You know, it's not a bad field position. 42. Yeah, they're going to do it. How about that, Coach Narducci? Pretty good call as Harris is inside the 30 to 25 and has the first down. Well, you were right, Mark. You're going to do it. Good field position, good time with only 3:15 left.
And Harris went right away. And really, I mean, they stacked it up there. Had to make that one cutback there, and that's what got them obviously the first down and on the extra yardage.
First to perfection of Chimera still in business for the first down inside the 20-yard line. Pitch to Alston. He's got some room in front of him, but how about the play by Correa, who came in to make the stop?
Well, Jack, what happened was Terrell Watkins was in a great position to level Correa and get a great block on there. And the young man just played off the block, and you know, he's only 150 pounds, and he's throwing around a guy like Watkins, who really put together well at about 165, 170.
Second and 9, blitz by the Panthers. Perry gets away from traffic and has a receiver inside the 10-yard line. That's Ramil Shaw with the catch. Nice job by Perry here. That looked like trouble early on in the play, but he was able to get away from the sack and make the completion. It wasn't pretty, but it worked.
Yard game that time. Faked everything to the left, went back to the right.
First and goal, inside Alston. That counter play once again, and he gets inside the 5. And Willowboro will use their second timeout, stopping the clock with 1:27 to go until halftime.
Well, Jack, he had to have speed for 76. Terrell Lytle came really rushing in that time. And Austin, if you see him right there, had to run right by his big guy, or else he was going to get crushed.
Melford is stand talking things over. I look up to Paul Collins up here just in front of us, and they're obviously discussing the play they run here on second down and goal.
By the way, Ty was honored by the Philadelphia Eagles a couple of weeks ago. In fact, Leon Harris and Walter High were also honored. They have a thing called their Coach of the Week, and well-deserved recipients. And both of them got to go to the Dallas Cowboys game, and they were honored at halftime. Nice job by the Eagles working with the high school program in the Delaware Valley, and a well-deserved award for Ty.
Hi, good job. You mentioned last season, 7-3, in their first year at the Olympic National, winning the conference championship. They're actually tied with a couple of teams, but we talked about that tie-breaking process, gave them the championship.
Yeah, they beat Pemberton last year head-to-head, and that's why they got the title.
Pitch to Austin, looks for a block, gets it for the tight end, gets the touchdown. Just enough of a block by Smith that time to get Austin in untouched. And Willingboro with an opportunity now to deadlock this thing late in the first half.
You're right. Schmidt didn't actually level his opponent, but he got enough of him. And you know, Austin doesn't need a lot of space or a lot of time.
Second touchdown of the game for Austin, 14th of the year. Fabio tries the extra point, and it's no good. Well, that could be huge.
Jack, I think George Taylor got a piece of that in the PAPR. I'd like to see that again. I'll tell you, down 14-0. Let's see if we can see this here.
Yeah, right in the middle. Looked like somebody got a piece right in the middle.
Thought it was Taylor.
Well, regardless, I think you were about ready to say, Mark, down 14-0, even though they're not tied. Certainly, Willingboro's got to be pleased. Second touchdown brings it within a point.
And the blocker, we talk about Schmidt, there we see him. He didn't level him, but he held him up long enough, almost held him, by the way. And Austin having that break in there going in.
Well, the ball game here with 1:42 left, 14-13. Camden clinging to the 1-point lead.
I think for Willingboro, you'd have to be happy at this stage, Jack, because Camden had thoroughly outplayed the Tigers for quite some time. And then Willingboro coming back here in the second quarter being much more competitive. I think the whole key is stopping that Camden pass on first down that they're trying to do so much.
Kickoff again, it goes near the sideline. This time it's fielded before it goes out of play. And a pretty strong return out to the 29-yard line. Good job that time by Demetrius Hill.
I thought they were going to try to see how late this would go out of bounds, but Willingboro was coming in close, so he did the right thing by making their catch there. As I always say on kick returns, though, if you go east to west instead of north to south, it gives coverage time to get there, and that's what happened there. What do you do with your Camden here, Jack? Do you sit on this thing, or do you try to get something here? Right? 2 minutes to go?
They have all 3 timeouts, so they have the ability to try to work this clock a little bit. Turn guys on the line of scrimmage. Willingboro that time. They pitched to Cato. Cato blocked up a little on the right side, then a good even leverage to get out to the 30-40-yard line. Clock will continue to run. 1:20 to go here until halftime.
Houston did a nice job, number 14 for Willingboro, turning that play inside. Camden, hurry up here.
Pitch this time to Cato. He avoids the tackle in the backfield, gets back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
Jack, it was music again. I'm from Willingboro. Use my final timeout.
Kansas is going to call the timeout and do a favor.
Wow.
I think about Willie probably use the final timeout. The Willie coaches are looking at just in front of us yelling timeout. So they, I think, feel like maybe they've been done a favor by Willie or by Camden. Just 35 seconds left.
Here's one thing: if you call the Jack last week, Willie shown like a 9-man front. That's okay. But when you're playing a team like Camden with guys like Thompson that can go coast to coast, you gamble like that, you give up a big play as well. So it's something they have to consider.
This is a picture from the weekend weather-wise. Your Delta Valley temperatures expected by the end of the game today, and the early morning start is expected to be in the 70s.
This is an interesting play because there's 36 seconds left. Camden throws an incomplete pass and the clock will stop. Wingbar is certainly going to get their lead rushing punt, so this is a big offensive play for Camden.
I think if I'm Camden, I'm running. And that's what they're going to do with Brown. He's going to get the first down across the 40 and more. Brown, one man to beat. He got across the 50 all the way down to the 43-yard line. And now I would...
Stop. Wingbar is certainly going to get their lead rushing punt, so this is a big offensive play for Camden.
I think if I'm Camden, I'm running. And that's what they're going to do with Brown. He's going to get the first down across the 40 and more. Brown, one man to beat. He got across the 50 all the way down to the 43-yard line. And now this is a picture from the weekend weather-wise. Your Delta Valley temperatures expected by the end of the game today, and the early morning start is mentioned to be in the 70s.
This is an interesting play. There's 36 seconds left. Camden throws an incomplete pass and the clock will stop. Wingbar is certainly going to get their lead rushing punt, so this is a big offensive play for Camden.
I think if I'm Camden, I'm running. And that's what they're going to do with Brown. He's going to get the first down across the 40 and more. Brown, one man to beat. He got across the 50 all the way down to the 43-yard line. And now I would think that the Panthers, even though they get the clock to stop with the chain reset.
Well, Brown, as you mentioned, he was not thinking of throwing at all.
They will use a timeout. Now, Mark, I had said before that there were 35 seconds left, but the sun is shining right on the clock here. That looks like it says 46. Is that right, Parker? Get Jack Watson to help us up out here. 26, we're told by our friend Jack Watson up here on the booth.
22-yard gain that time by Brown.
There's a look at it, and you can see why it's tough for us to see exactly what that clock says, but we think it's 26 seconds.
Carl Lewis Stadium. What a great high school Wingbar's been producing. Athletic talent, Carl Lewis, Sister Carroll, the other great Olympian, Lamont Smith. And they've just had them for years here. Of course, in this football program, Todd Belford's done a great job in helping these youngsters get to college. We talked about Josh Making, who we built last year. Sean Phillips is a redshirt defensive end at Purdue. I mean, Ray Robinson at Illinois State. So they've had a lot of people continue their athletic career and education.
How could Garrett get to the sideline? He's still on his feet, popped it out of bounds hard at the 35-yard line. Boy, did Brown take a hit. That'll stop the clock.
Well, Francis Brown, as you mentioned, I think it was a Bobbio at the end, really blocked him there. It was almost close to being a late hit.
Was not enough for the first down. So second and one. The clock a little bit more important right now than that first down. And I think we're in the 30s now in terms of time. We've been a little confused up here, but it's tough read for us. But I think it's about 35, 39 seconds, something like that left here until halftime. Both teams have one timeout remaining. They'll keep it on the ground, and Cato's caught for a loss this time, dropped to the 35. As Camden used the last time out here. Looks like we're going to try to get everybody back to the line of scrimmage quickly. Down to 25 seconds to go. 3rd and 1.
Fabio again, a big hit that time to Willie Brown.
Brown in trouble, trying to get away from Potter. He does, but he can't get away from Musa. He keeps him inbounds, I think. That'll keep the clock running. And that ought to do it. Now, wait a minute. The timeout has been called. And the final timeout by Camden here of the first half.